Hello everyone. Back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel where we hear interesting stories of our saints. In this episode, we are going back in time to the 4th century Jerusalem to meet our saint. He is very smart and one of the doctor of the church. His name is Saint Cyril of Jerusalem. So friends, let's dive deep into his story. Saint Cyril of Jerusalem was born around the year 313, right as Christianity was beginning to spread freely across the Roman Empire. This was a time of big changes for Christians. Just a few years before, Emperor Constantine had issued the Edict of Milan, which made it legal to practice Christianity. For the first time, Christians could worship openly without fear of being punished. This was exciting, but it also brought new challenges as more people joined the church and new questions arose about what Christians believed. Cyril was born and raised in or near Jerusalem, a city with deep ties to Jesus and the early church. Growing up, Cyril would have known about the places where Jesus walked, taught, and died. These holy sites made Jerusalem a center for Christian pilgrimage and devotion. People from all over came to see the places they had heard about in the Gospels. Being surrounded by these places likely shaped Cyril's faith from a young age, and it made him deeply connected to the story of Jesus. Little is known about Cyril of Jerusalem's family, but we can guess that he was raised in a Christian household. The faith was still new, and being a Christian required courage. His parents likely taught him about Jesus and the importance of following him, even when it was hard. They might have shared stories about the martyrs and those who had suffered for the faith. Cyril grew up knowing that being a Christian meant standing up for what he believed in. During Cyril's early years, the church faced serious arguments over what Christians should believe, especially about who Jesus was. Some people, led by a priest named Arius, taught that Jesus was not truly God. This belief, called Arianism, was spreading quickly and causing division. Many bishops and leaders tried to stop this false teaching, but it kept spreading. It was a confusing time for young believers like Cyril, who grew up hearing arguments about Jesus' true nature. When Cyril of Jerusalem was a young man, the Council of Nicaea was called in 325 to settle the Arian debate. Bishops from all over the empire gathered to discuss and clarify Christian beliefs. The council declared that Jesus is truly God, begotten, not made. Of one substance with the Father, this decision became a central teaching of the Church. But even though the council had ruled against Arianism, the arguments did not stop. Arian supporters were still powerful, and they continued to spread their teachings even after the council's decision. Saint Cyril of Jerusalem became the Bishop of Jerusalem around the year 350. He took on this role during a very difficult time for the Church. Arianism, which taught that Jesus was not fully God, was still causing arguments and confusion. Many church leaders supported Arianism, and they held powerful positions in the empire. Cyril, however, defended the truth that Jesus is both fully God and fully man, as the Church had taught at the Council of Nicaea. Not long after he became bishop, Cyril faced serious opposition. Some bishops and political leaders who supported Arianism wanted him removed because he did not agree with their teachings. This led to a series of conflicts and accusations against Cyril. They accused him of mismanaging church funds and other minor charges, though these were mainly excuses to remove him from his position. In the end, Cyril was exiled from Jerusalem 3 different times because of these false accusations and political pressure. Despite being forced into exile, Cyril did not give up his mission. Each time he was exiled, he returned to Jerusalem as soon as he could and continued his work as bishop. Cyril was deeply committed to teaching the faith and caring for the people in his diocese. He continued to preach and teach, making sure his people knew the true beliefs of the church. His dedication kept the faith alive in Jerusalem during a very confusing and challenging period. During Saint Cyril of Jerusalem's time as bishop, an extraordinary event occurred that many saw as a sign of God's presence. In the year 351, a large cross of light appeared in the sky over Jerusalem. This event happened in broad daylight and was visible to many people, both Christians and non-Christians. The cross stretched over the hill of Golgotha and could be seen from the Mount of Olives. This cross of light amazed everyone who saw it and quickly became known throughout the city. Cyril saw this event as a sign of God's support for the church and its teachings. At the time, there was much conflict within the church due to Arianism and other false teachings. Cyril believed that the appearance of the cross in the sky showed that God was affirming the truth of the faith, especially the teaching about Jesus' true nature. He wrote a letter to the emperor describing what had happened, calling it a marvelous sign that gave strength to the faithful. This miracle helped reinforce Cyril's authority as bishop. Despite the challenges he faced, including several exiles, this visible sign seemed to confirm that he was leading the church in the right direction. The people of Jerusalem took it as a reminder that God was with them, especially during such troubled times. This event brought comfort and encouragement to many who were struggling with doubt or fear due to the conflicts over Arianism. The Cross of Light was not the only sign associated with Cyril of Jerusalem's time as bishop. Many people believe that other miracles happened through his prayers. For example, there were reports of healings and conversions among those who heard his teachings. These stories spread throughout Jerusalem, inspiring people to strengthen their faith and remain committed to the teachings of the Church. Cyril of Jerusalem was not only against Arianism but also against other false teachings that threatened the Church. He taught that Jesus is the eternal Son of God and that the Holy Spirit is also fully part of the Trinity. Cyril's clear explanations helped his followers understand the mysteries of the faith and recognize the truth. His teachings about the Trinity strengthened the Church and helped many Christians stay faithful to what they had been taught. In 381, Cyril took part in the Council of Constantinople, which was called to address the ongoing disputes over Arianism. At this council, bishops from across the Church met to confirm and defend the Nicene Creed. The council restated that Jesus is of one substance with the Father and that the Holy Spirit is also fully part of the Trinity. This was a turning point in the fight against Arianism, as it firmly rejected any teaching that denied Jesus' full divinity. Cyril of Jerusalem's role at the Council of Constantinople was important because it showed his loyalty to the faith. Despite the hardships he had faced, including years of exile, he remained true to his beliefs. His dedication to the Nicene Creed and his fight for orthodoxy helped ensure that the Church's teachings remained clear and strong. After the council, Arianism began to fade, and Cyril's teachings were upheld. One of Saint Cyril of Jerusalem's greatest gifts to the Church was his clear and simple teaching on the basics of the faith. He put together a series of talks called the Catechetical Lectures to guide new Christians, also known as catechumens, in their journey toward baptism. These lectures were designed to explain the essentials of the Christian faith step by step. Cyril wanted new believers to understand what they were joining and what it meant to live as Christians. The Catechetical Lectures start with an overview of Christian beliefs. Cyril begins by teaching about God, creation, and the story of salvation. He explains that God created the world out of love and that Jesus came to save us from sin. Cyril's teachings help new Christians understand that God's love is for all people and that following Christ changes their lives in a real way. He explains these truths in simple language, making it easy for new believers to grasp the core message of the faith. Cyril of Jerusalem also spends a lot of time explaining the Creed. The Creed is a summary of what Christians believe, and Cyril wanted his students to know it well. He breaks down each line of the Creed, explaining each part carefully. He teaches about the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and about Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. He wanted each new Christian to be able to say the Creed with confidence, fully understanding what they were proclaiming. Another important theme in Cyril's lectures is the Sacraments, especially baptism and the Eucharist. Cyril explains that baptism is more than just a symbol. It is a real entry into new life with Christ. Through baptism, Christians are washed clean of sin and receive the Holy Spirit. Cyril also explains the Eucharist, teaching that it is not just bread and wine, but the body and blood of Christ. He helps new Christians understand the great gift of the Eucharist and how it nourishes them spiritually. Cyril of Jerusalem's teachings do not stop with beliefs alone. He also talks about how Christians should live. He gives practical advice on prayer, charity, and resisting temptation. Cyril wanted new Christians to understand that faith is not just something to believe, but something to live out every day. He encouraged them to live good and holy lives that reflected the love and truth of Christ. These teachings have stood the test of time. Cyril's catechetical lectures are still read and studied in the Church today. They provide a solid foundation for anyone wanting to learn about the faith. Cyril's clear and careful teaching helped strengthen the early Church, and his words continue to guide new believers even now. In recognition of his lasting influence, Pope Leo XIII named Saint Cyril of Jerusalem a doctor of the Church in 1883. This title is given to saints whose teachings are especially valuable to the Church. By honoring Cyril in this way, the Church acknowledged the importance of his work in catechesis and his courageous defense of the faith. As a doctor of the Church, Cyril's writings are respected as wise and trustworthy guides for understanding and practicing the Catholic faith. Saint Cyril of Jerusalem's feast day is celebrated on March 18th each year. On this day, the Church remembers his dedication to the truth and his commitment to teaching others about Jesus. Though he is not widely recognized as a patron saint, his life and teachings continue to be an example for bishops, teachers, and catechists around the world. His legacy reminds them of the importance of teaching the faith clearly and faithfully. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed this story, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of our saints. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.